Welcome to the Weekly Pulse, episode number 9. Today we are going to dive into the struggles of summer, even though it is like 50-something degrees and doesn't feel like summer out right now. Summer is rapidly approaching, and we're going to discuss some of the main struggles that people tend to have when summer hits, and we just want to get ahead of the game so you guys have a few weeks to take what we have to say today and hopefully create an action plan around it so you don't run into these struggles when that time comes. So, but before we get into that, like always, let's hit our wins of the week. Jessica, you can go first.
Wins of the week. Okay. Nutrition. My meal planning and meal prep was great this week. I did a really good job so far with that, but I think it was really my grocery shopping that was really good. Usually I always plan everything out. Obviously, if you're going to meal prep, you have to plan out. But when I go to the grocery store, a lot of times I tend to just grab things that I think look good, even if it's not on my list. If I see some produce or fruits or veggies, I will just throw them in the cart because they look so pretty and then they die. I will prep them, but they will still die because I plan out too much and I want too much. So I've been trying to really focus and hone in a lot on my meal planning and my meal prep. So that was a big win for me this week. Only get exactly what I need.
Well done. Josh, what do you got?
Yeah, so I had a real good week, but the one I chose to share this week is one that could have been a big fail, and it turned out to be my biggest win. So Friday, did my yoga and needed to get a run in, and needed to be my long run because I hadn't got it in all week. And my plan was to go right after yoga and just go straight from the gym, but I talked myself into going home. I'll just run from home, and then get into conversing with Michelle. A couple hours go by, and I finally just got back in the car, drove to the gym, dropped my stuff off, went for my run, got it in, and tried for 3 hours to talk myself out of it, but I didn't let that happen. Got it in.
Good work. And Tina.
So having a great week, which is awesome. I wasn't even going to share this one today, but this morning I had 2 check-ins with clients that I started working with last August. I'm not sure how many months ago that is. I'm awful at math. Ask Jeff for sure. But we did check-ins today, and I sat with 2 ladies who have been doing the work since last August. Their results are incredible. And when I say the word transformation, I'm not talking about a physical transformation. I'm talking about an internal transformation. When they were speaking to me, the emotion, the words, the story, it was incredible. And I am like, right now I'm sitting here, I'm still kind of buzzed up, jittery, just thinking about, I could have sat and talked to them for hours about what was going on, but truly I am just so excited for them and looking forward just to see their story continue to unfold.
That's amazing.
It was amazing.
Should have let you go last. So my win of the week is, well, tomorrow I get to leave for Las Vegas. I definitely have a tendency sometimes to fall into vacation mode the few days before I'm getting ready to leave somewhere. This week, I haven't really even thought too much about leaving town, and I have kept my focus here at the gym and with my workouts, and everything has stayed on point, even though I know I'm leaving town tomorrow. So like I said, it can be a death trap for me sometimes. So that is my win of the week. Do we have anything new in current events coming up? And we got the Schweitzer Dash, hydrants, heroes, hoses, running 5K May 4th. What's the date on the Schweitzer Dash again?
The 8th of June.
June 8th. Okay. Any other upcoming events that anybody knows about? Because we pretty well hit those on the head pretty hard. So let's dive into our topic of the day then. Getting ready for summer. These are what we're going to talk about today, are kind of like our top 5 struggles that come when we see people, or that we see people go through when summer hits. So let's get ahead of the game, and Tina's going to kick us off with her number one.
Yeah, so first off, I just want to say that, a change in the season always results in a change in our routine and our consistency. Right, Jeff? Change,
That's right.
routine,
Change.
consistency. But
Same thing.
really, kind of what we're doing today, like Jeff said, is we want to get ahead of the game. And if you think about it, I bet all the struggles that everyone experiences when a change of season happens, like summer break, summertime, this doesn't have to be an opportunity. It can be an opportunity to get ahead of the game, make a plan, make a plan going into it. So I was going to kick us off with one that I see a lot with clients, having worked with them, over the past several years, is sleep. And it's an underrated habit that even we fall prey to ignoring all of the time because, we live in a lifestyle where it's like, less sleep, more work, get ahead of the game. I'll skip sleep. I'll do this. And when it comes to summer break, that really gives us an opportunity to look at it because for a lot of us, our kids no longer have to be in bed early, or they may no longer have to be up early. So the first habit that I kind of see really mess with all the other things we're going to talk about today is sleep. So whether that's because you become a night owl and you're staying up too late, or you're sleeping in thinking, oh, I'll get to this stuff later, that first habit of sleep really can mess with your entire routine. So my suggestion to anybody out there who has experienced this before, or even their sleep now, is come up with a plan of what you want your sleep to look like. It doesn't have to look like it does during the school year. It can look totally different, but coming up with a plan and a guideline to stick to is going to make you feel better about what you're looking to accomplish in a day versus waking up late, not getting things done, or staying up late and having to sleep in because you missed out on that opportunity to get some shut-eye. So being proactive, looking ahead at what you actually have to get done in the day or the week, and then scaling your sleep schedule around that would be my first tip for that struggle for sleep. I don't know if anybody else has any tips for sleep or they have dealt with anything.
I would say I see with the sleep is sometimes people sleep in later, and then that really messes up their morning nutrition routine. And they kind of almost fall in that gray area of like, should I even bother with breakfast? Because I got to eat lunch in just a couple hours. And I see the disruption, and then it just kind of really goes downhill from there, starting right there in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it kind of can also mess with a movement routine too. Like, and I'll use myself as an example. We all know it gets really hot in the summer. So when's the best time to get up and get your run in? Really early. But if you start the day late, it kind of just, like, again, you said, it's that snowball effect. Like, now I'm just behind. So, anybody else?
That's number one. Jessica, you got number two.
Okay, so I am going to talk about summer break with children and how our habits tend to change drastically. So I think one of the biggest things, which is something we discuss all the time with our clients, is our mindset. And we tell ourselves, oh, we have, our kids are on vacation for 2 months. But the thing is, they're not. They're not on vacation. No one can be on vacation for 2 months. They might have a break from school, but that doesn't mean your entire lifestyle needs to, has to, or even can change for 2 months, because no one can sustain a 2-month vacation. It's just not possible. So I would say my number one biggest tip is to plan a big family goal. So this is the time of year when we all like to get outside. You don't have to be a runner per se, but even if the whole entire family would like to sign up for a 5K, that you could even walk together or maybe work on jogging together, however you want to roll that out. But setting a goal for the entire family is a great way to work through the summer and keep yourself on track and keep the family on track. Another way with nutrition, because we tend to run all over the place in the summer. We feel like we have to do everything all the time instead of just taking a break and pulling back. So just be mindful that this is the time of year when fruits and vegetables are actually at their best. So instead of indulging in all that junk food, just be a little bit more mindful that the foods that you really might like, your fruits and veggies that you might like are going to be at their peak right now. So have your children helping you with picking out some fresh fruits and vegetables and talking to your children about what it is that they're doing for you and for your body now that you have a little bit more time to spend with them because they're not so engulfed in maybe as many sports or as much homework. So those would be my two biggest ones. Definitely mindset, though. It's not a 2-month vacation. It's just a break from school. And that all or nothing mentality, I think, is one of the biggest things. We work, all winter long when we're thinking, oh, we don't really have much to do. It's dark early, so I'll just go to the gym. But then the summer comes and you just decide, hey, I'm all in or all out. And you just kind of throw everything to the side and just give up all that work that you put in the first 7 months of the year. So I think letting go of that all or nothing attitude and learning how to incorporate keeping your fitness and your routine going on, which comes back to planning. So if you do need help with any of those 4 things, with learning how to set up a summer schedule or routine for yourself or your family, all 4 of us would love to help you with that because it's what we do all year long. Anyone else
Yeah,
have
I
an
got
idea of?
some.
Okay.
I don't personally, I have never lived with having to watch my kids all day throughout the summer, which I know a lot of our parents here do. And a common theme that I've actually heard quite a bit is parents feeling obligated to make sure their kids are having the best time and they always have stuff to do. And I see this happen a lot to where they feel like we always have to entertain our children, which leads to going out to places, running around all day on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, doesn't matter. And then leading to poor nutrition because we're out running. Does that sound familiar to any parents? Like said,
Well,
that
yes.
I just hear it happen. Never experienced it before.
I was always home with Madeline, always. So that's when, I say, instead of just running around and just eating out all the time, go and enjoy those fresh fruits and those vegetables, plan those out, prep those, bring those with you instead. Once in a while, a snow cone is great, but you can't have one every single day. That's when that, not being planned and that all or nothing mentality comes in. So definitely being planned, just like you would for the remainder of the year, the other, 10 months of the year.
Yeah. So cool. Anybody else got anything on that one? All right, Josh, hit us up with number 3.
Yeah, so this one's a big one for our family since we're a baseball, softball family for the most part. And so I thought I would get into sports travel, not just, it could be the weeknight games, because I know a lot of people, they may not, travel on the weekends like we do, but it might just be a series of weeknight games. For us, it's prepare. I can't say prepare enough because whether it's just the weeknight game and having meal plans for, being gone on a Tuesday and a Wednesday night, or if you're going to be gone all weekend, be prepared for the weekend itself. So we've talked before about, packing those coolers, getting those snacks for going to the ballpark. So you're not living out of the concession stand. And then when Sunday night comes and you finally get home at 9:00, and then we're standing there looking at one another going, okay, it's Monday already. Tomorrow morning, what's our plan for the week? And we haven't been to the store and there's, all the kids are at home, but we have no food in the house. So plan ahead, be prepared, expect that you're going to be gone long hours and it's going to be busy, and just plan around it. I think that was my biggest thing to share there.
Anybody else live in that kid travel sports world? I'm getting there soon. I'm not quite there yet. So
I'm
It's
exiting
all about
that.
planning.
Yeah, I'm exiting that time in life, but yes, I agree with everything so far. Like all 3 of the struggles we're sharing, like make a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jessica said, if you need help making a plan, that's what we do. That's what we help with.
all right, and I'm gonna go to number 4, and that is summer vacations. almost every family, it seems like, takes some type of summer vacation. If not more than one, they take two. And what happens when summer vacations hit? And while yes, it's only a 7-day vacation, I see it turn into a 21-day screw up. So it's amazing how it happens, but it happens all the time. And it kind of goes back to my win of the week because it didn't happen. It's not happening to me right now. It could very easily, a 3-day trip to Vegas could easily turn into a 14-day wash of just junk. So all you parents out there, especially moms, I know when summer vacation hits and you're trying to get all the stuff ready to go to Florida, you're the one doing all the packing. So you got 3 kids that you got to pack, swimwear for, going out to dinner clothes, making sure all those things. Hell, you might even have to get your husband's stuff together for them because we're terrible at that. So that can really stress somebody out for the entire week leading up before you even take off for vacation. And when that stress hits, you didn't have time to make dinner, so you just grab fast food. The eating out trend already starts the week before that you're going on vacation. While you're there, so many people's vacations are actually planned around what they're going to eat. During the lunchtime, they're already figuring out what's for dinner. And that is a big thing for people with nutrition on vacations. And then when you get back, you leave on Friday, you get home the next Sunday, and you have nothing ready to go for the entire next week. You got to go to work on Monday. You don't make it to the grocery store till the following Friday. And hence now all of a sudden 21 days have passed before you've really taken care of yourself, prepped meals legitimately, and living with the routine and consistency that you've been working on and building off of. And then if you do that twice over the summer, that's literally 6 out of the 12 weeks that are a wash just because you went on 2 1-week vacations. So, and to kind of help with that is one, ask for everybody else to chip in and help you out. Moms, especially. I know it can be tough to ask for help or just say, I'll do it myself because you guys are lazy.
And you don't do it right.
And we don't do it right. We won't get
And we
into
only
that
do it
before.
once.
But anyways,
That's another topic.
whole other topic for another podcast. So try to get everybody else involved so they can help you out, relieve that stress going into the week. But just be very mindful that it's coming up and that if this has happened to you, know that this is a trap that you fall into personally. So that way you can start to work your way out of letting it happen again. And then while you're on vacation, if you want to, start thinking about how you want your vacations to look. Do you want to be an active family or do you want to be a family that just looks forward to where you're going out to eat? That's up to you. If it is about food, then it's all that much more important that the week before and week after are on point. So that way you're prepared. And what we do is, so the last time we went to Alabama for vacation, we came back Sunday night at 9 p.m. and we had Walmart groceries delivered as soon as we were pulling up. So we pulled up into our driveway and the groceries were being dropped off on our front porch. So at least we didn't have to do that at Sunday night because we would have never done that. We wouldn't have went to the store at 9:30 on a Sunday night after driving for 10 hours. So having those grocery pickup options is huge. So take advantage of those. Anybody got anything they want to add to how vacations can be disruptive or be a real struggle?
I'll just add, for anybody who is doing a current fitness routine or nutrition routine, like we talked about at the beginning, it doesn't mean it has to be the end of it. Movement can be a part of your vacation. And again, it just takes some planning ahead, and it doesn't have to look the same, but it could just be it just could be a walk. Or if you're going to a place that has a gym, you could hit the gym for a movement routine. It doesn't have to take up your whole time there. I like to keep movement a part of my vacations. That's just me personally, but I found that I actually, enjoy doing that on vacation. I have more time to do that. And so, like we've been preaching, prepare, prepare, prepare. If you want your vacation, like Jeff said, look at what you want it to look like. If you want it to look like it has some movement in it, then, you know, plan for that to happen. And you're going to feel really good when you do it. And then I would just like to add on asking people for help. This is awesome. I've done this, you know, the past few years with my family and my kids. They would describe me probably as a little bit controlling and no one's going to do it right. But the kids have done a good job of packing for themselves since my husband has struggled. And I will just call him out on this one. On a trip to Florida, he insisted he didn't need my help for anything, nothing. And we showed up on vacation. This was a pool vacation, a pool and beach vacation, without underwear and swim trunks. So anyway, he doesn't need me. But now I do remind him to pack those things when we're going on a beach vacation.
Poor Bill.
Reminders are okay. Just ask for help.
That's for help.
Which leads me actually to what I'm going to Las Vegas for probably the 10th time in my life, maybe more. And it's always been about all the things that are not healthy, eating, drinking, gambling. And I'm excited. Actually, this time we plan to go a day earlier than all of our friends, so we can actually go do a hike. And we're going to go by the Colorado River and do a hike, which, you know, you can literally go on a hike anywhere you go in the country. So don't think, you know, because of where you're going, there's nowhere to hike. I promise you can find trails of some sort to check out. So always keep that in mind to maybe try to find a hike no matter where you go. And that will lead us into number 5, alcohol.
Oh, we're opening it?
And drinking it.
Take a drink.
We're drinking it too. You guys didn't tell me this part.
Oh, it's summertime.
Summertime.
Well, you do it 2 o'clock in
Cheers.
the afternoon sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
You have
sure.
yourself a drink.
Wednesday. Cheers.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, doesn't matter what day. It's sunny. It feels great outside. Company, all the reasons to have a cocktail happen in the summertime. So we're just going to do a little group discussion about how alcohol effects really pop up a little bit more in the summer than they do the rest of the year. I'll speak from my own experience to start with. I am during the week in the other 10 months out of the year, 9 months out of the year, it is pretty rare that I would ever have a drink Sunday through Thursday. That's pretty much non-existent. But through the summertime, there is a chance that I might be outside with the neighbors and the kids are playing and the neighbors grab a drink and do you want one? Well, sure. And I'm not much of a just one kind of guy. So it usually means 2 or 3 probably on just a random Sunday, which would never be part of my routine. Or it means drinks, you know, even just in the early afternoon on a Saturday, which is pretty rare for me to do any other time of the year. So just the opportunities that are around me, people being around friends and social gatherings definitely leads to more drinks and being more aware of it. So that's where I can tend to run into it a little bit. I'm doing a lot better about just saying I'm good and I'll just play with the kids. So does anybody else, what struggles do you guys run into with cocktails?
For me, it would be kind of the same as you. We, typically during the week, that's not something that would happen. But when these days get longer, the grill fires up. It's a beautiful night. We're sitting outside, my husband and I, we might have a drink or two where we normally wouldn't. We're not really paying attention to the time because, of course, at 8 o'clock on a winter night, it's dark and I'm already been ready for bed since the sun went down at 5. But all of a sudden, it's later in the evening. We're having a couple drinks. For me, the struggle that I would run into, and I know a lot of people that can relate to this one as well, is a poor nutrition choice after a couple drinks. So for me, I really need to keep things in check because I know that because that is something I do struggle with, that I need to be more aware of what my evenings are going to look like. And I'm just going to say this again for everybody in the back. That means I need to plan what I want my week to look like. I need to plan how I want to feel when I get to work the next day. and go from there. And that's how, needs to guide my decisions so that I know whatever I'm responsible for, I want to go into it feeling my best and making good choices. So that's a pitfall for me. So being planned and prepared on what I want to do, all of a sudden, those extra cocktails on a random night, they don't sound as exciting because I know what can happen afterwards. So I just want to, make myself aware of that. And that, like I said, helps me make a better choice for me.
Mm. Good. I would say I'm pretty much the same with the both of you. We are always outside. All the kids in the neighborhood are always outside playing. We eat dinner outside. We're grilling outside. Someone is always having a cocktail. So there are, instead of just talking about my struggles with it, maybe I can share some things that you can do, which is maybe just don't have any alcohol in the house during the week. And then even if the temptation's there, you don't have anything to drink. Or sometimes what I do is I will, because if I do have a drink, I like to have a seltzer. So what you can do is just get yourself maybe a LaCroix or just something that tastes almost like a seltzer, and you can just sip on a little carbonated drink. And it's almost like you're having a beverage and you're still socializing with your friends, but you're actually not having a cocktail. Or if you do have that goal set that you were talking about earlier, Tina, with getting up in the mornings, getting up earlier and getting your intentional movement in, if you have a couple drinks at night, that's not going to happen. So just think about your goals, and that might deter you from having those cocktails also. Josh.
Yeah, if I could add one thing to that, what you just finished with there, though, I liked everything you guys said. But if you're going to have those drinks and you're going to get up and have that intentional movement, Tina and I and Jeff a couple of times here lately can speak to having accountability partners. If you know that you're going to get that intentional movement in, as we have been on Saturday mornings, and typically we have a few drinks on a Friday night, make sure that you have people that are holding you accountable to being there. So when you have the drink or two, it doesn't turn into 5 or 6 or beyond, because you have people counting on you to be there to get that movement in the next morning.
You're here.
Awesome. Well, cheers to all the good suggestions. I'm going to actually dump this out. I'm not going to finish it.
It's 1:30.
Be irresponsible. So
Tina says I'm going to dump it down my throat.
I chose a really good flavor.
I know. Don't waste it.
A lot of good stuff today. Again, hopefully everybody can start to get ahead of the game, plan ahead. Don't be reactive. Don't wait till summer hits and you get punched in the face by all these things. Be ready for them before it happens, so you know how you want to respond when the situations arise. So look at how your summers have went in the past, decide how you want them to go in the future, and hopefully we help you make some decisions. And we will talk to you next week.